I work on satellite navigation, and space is my passion. But I'm not here to talk about that. Today I'm going to talk about something more personal. Sometimes my life is challenging, and I need to use this. An adult diaper. I suffer from a chronic disease called ulcerative colitis, a form of inflammatory bowel diseases. Simply, my immune system can, for unknown reasons, overreact and provoke severe inflammation on my intestines. I, and some people like me, can have a life just like anyone else, but at times the disease is active. We do not sleep because of the toilet emergencies. We get sick when we eat, and we are constantly extremely tired. In bad times, this is my best tool so that I can leave my house, travel, or go to work without losing my dignity in public. Inflammatory bowel diseases are a group of diseases from which the most known ones are Crohn's and ulcerative colitis. Crohn's disease can affect any part of the digestive tract, from the mouth to the anus, in intervals. Ulcerative colitis affects only the large intestine and in a continuous way. These diseases are not contagious. They are becoming more frequent, and there is no cure. Today, it is estimated that around 10 million people worldwide suffer from one form of inflammatory bowel disease. In Belgium, at least 1 in each 500 people have Crohn's ulcerative colitis. This means that on your social networks, you are likely to know at least one person with Crohn's ulcerative colitis. If you want to know who is who, think about those who are constantly tired even after a long night's sleep, who cancel social appointments at the very last moment, and who have significant, frequent, and sudden weight variations. It is okay you not knowing it. It is invisible, after all, and we do not carry a sign announcing our diagnosis. People with such a condition do not speak openly or freely about it. People talk more openly about sex than what happens at the toilet. Toilet-related business is private, not to be shared. It is a taboo. Even if you look at movies and comic books, superheroes do not go to the toilet. Otherwise, they would be seen as human. People with inflammatory bowel diseases are just human. They feel firsthand all the bumps on the road and all the constraints that come with the diagnosis. People do not talk openly like I do because they feel ashamed. Can you blame them? Would you tell someone that you lost control of your bowels? In addition to be ashamed, people with inflammatory bowel disease fear for their professional career. One of the most common dilemmas is, should I tell at my job interview that I have a chronic disease? And if I do, will they still hire me if I'm the best candidate? I am lucky. I have the understanding of my employer, and I manage to stay productive. Some people with inflammatory bowel disease are not so lucky. And others, they are so happy to have a job, they always go the extra mile to become a productive element of the team. Unfortunately, not all employers understand this. Now, dating. Imagine dating. How would you feel if the person that you fancy a lot stops calling you after you tell them that you have a disease for the rest of your life? or at your first very romantic night in, you are constantly running to the toilet. Or not being able to control the sound of your bowels when you meet your future parents-in-law. Or going out for dinner with friends, and you are always the one choosing the restaurant, just to make sure eating is safe. So it is not just about us. It also affects those around us. These type of diseases are not like a headache. You take an aspirin, and 1 hour or 2, it's gone. It takes a long time, too long for those in pain, to control it. At times, the disease can be active for months or even years. Others never reach the disease being dormant, or as the doctors call it, in remission. In some cases, surgery to remove all or part of the intestine is required and is still not a cure. People with inflammatory bowel disease, they get desperate for a solution, desperate to regain control of their body and their life, and most dangerously of all, they become vulnerable to try unrealistic solutions. People will want to know everything there is to know about this for the rest of your life disease. People will start recommending you possible solutions based on someone else's experience or something they read online. You will be approached by people that will try to offer you an à la carte solution that can come from a brand new juice that cures it all to drinking your own pee. You will Google it. You will go to bookshops. You will go to online forums in search of anything that can help you. Something that makes you feel that you have any type of control of what is happening to you. From my experience, trust me, the majority of which is a lot of rubbish and nonsense. There is good, credible information available online in English, but not so much in another language where good quality information is rare. So last year, for my birthday, I published a book about how to live with inflammatory bowel diseases. This book is more than my story and a handling guide. It's also the story of other sufferers, family, friends, medical staff that need to deal with this chronic condition on a daily basis. 2 years ago, I teamed up with 3 other Portuguese sufferers. We decided we needed to make available good quality information in Portuguese. We wanted to inform, educate, and empower sufferers. And that is why Doença de Crohn, call it Portugal, became an important part of our lives. We currently manage on a voluntary basis an online community of more than 3,000 sufferers in Portugal. We contacted associations from other countries with good quality information that we now make available in Portuguese on a website where we also have a project called The Faces of Inflammatory Bowel Diseases. The website, the text, the photos, the translations, the workshops, all is done by sufferers and for sufferers, close friends and family. We bring people together, and by engaging them, we give them a purpose and a voice. We did not stop here. Last year, we launched and submitted a petition to the Portuguese Parliament requesting legal measures to improve conditions for chronic disease patients and inflammatory bowel diseases in particular. We organized a peaceful protest in front of the Portuguese Parliament by filling the streets around it with purple balloons, the color that symbolizes these diseases worldwide. After our petition and several meetings with politicians, things are now starting to change. 4 political parties submitted legislative proposals that were approved by majority. So it's now up to the government to implement these measures. Our activities raised a lot of attention of the national press, of course, and by this, it helped us raise further awareness about these diseases and reach millions. It has been said, one person can make the difference, and everyone should try it. As you can see, not all disabilities are visible. There are plenty of people who suffer from invisible disabilities. Even here, in this room, there are for sure people who suffer from an invisible disability. Risking my reputation, can those people please stand up? Thank you. Thank you for your courage. There are plenty of people who suffer from an invisible disability that can be disruptive of daily life that most of us take for granted. Inflammatory bowel diseases are just one example. These diseases, these disabilities, invisible disabilities, need to be discussed openly and talked about it for a better understanding of what the sufferers need to endure on a daily basis. Diseases do not discriminate, neither take taboos into account. So why should we? Thank you.